In the last video, we explored the idea of UFOs and extraterrestrial aliens. We contemplated the possibility of their reality, and we considered a little bit of the data that is available to us, through different studies that had been done here in North America. Using the Condon report for example, we found that there was conclusive evidence, by highly skilled and competent scientists, that 16% of the aerial phenomenon witnessed by people is of unknown origin. I stated that this is a huge percentage, one that I would imagine raised many eyebrows in the scientific community. Whether you want to believe in UFOs or not, think about the fact that 16% of phenomenon witnessed by people over the skies of the world cannot be identified. That's huge. It is essentially telling us that there is a big unknown out there, but science seems to be completely ignoring it as far as I know. At the end of the last video, I asked you to take a very conservative figure like 5%, and call this the totality of the possibility of a truly unknown phenomena. Let us explore this 5%. Within the original 16% of unknown phenomenon studied in the Condon report, there could certainly be all sorts of meteorological phenomenon that we are not aware of. Since it is an unknown, the possibilities of what this 16% could be is essentially near infinite. But let us take that conservative 5% and postulate that this number represents the phenomenon that we have begun to call the sentient UFO phenomena. This 5% would then represent action as opposed to behavior, that is, it is not a behavior like weather phenomenon that does not seem to act in a conscious and willful manner, but that it represents an actionable intention, like a UFO pursuing a car for example, or a UFO methodically circling a military base. That number, we can further subdivide into three major theories. Let us say then that some, or all of this 5% can be made up of extraterrestrial alien life from other planets within our galaxy or beyond, transdimensional alien life that exists within different dimensions in other parallel universes, inorganic beings, that while possibly transdimensional in some of their nature, are essentially creatures that share this earth with us without our knowledge. Essentially earthlings of an inorganic nature. In this way our very conservative number allows us to still make room for the possible meteorological phenomenon, or other, which would be considered natural earth phenomena by science, and still gives us room to explore those odd happenings occurring in and around our Earth which seem to take on seemingly sentient, or willed action. Let us then explore further that odd phenomena witnessed by people, which seems to act like intelligent life, willed action, by some kind of sentient awareness, that we do not consider of this Earth. We have already considered the first theory within our three possible theories, the possibility that this phenomenon is caused by some kind of extraterrestrial life, that is visiting us from another planet or planets within this known universe. As such, the researchers that believe this theory as the major explanation for UFO activity are usually interested in finding concrete physical evidence. That is, they are usually looking for a lenticular-shaped craft, made of some kind of material, perhaps an alloy that we do not as yet possess on Earth, and made by a technology far more advanced than our own. As I mentioned in the last article, science no longer finds this possibility so outlandish. Advances, within our own scientific understanding of the universe and its laws, have allowed us to make new discoveries, and to take far more seriously the possibility that some kind of alien life exists. Moreover, our scientific advancements have allowed us to no longer ridicule the possibility of interstellar travel. This is due to our advancements in physics, and our greater understanding of space and time. Warp travel, while still far beyond our energetic capabilities, has been proven possible mathematically. Quantum mechanics and string theory have opened up the possibilities of a multidimensional universe. This greatly increases the possibilities of long-distance interstellar voyage by an advanced species. We now know that we do not live on a unique heavenly body, with the sun and all the other stars, and planets in the universe revolving around us. And we no longer live in an isolated little blue speck, the only amazingly wonderful and unique planet, where life could exist and become sentient. We now exist in a universe, where we are not so unique or alone, where we have already discovered many more planets, some of which have the potential of creating life just like ours. Those researchers that mainly believe that UFOs are physical craft from another planet, tend to make some very interesting points. Skeptics, for example, ask why we have never found the physical evidence that such a theory implies. Why have we never found actual craft, and why are videos and pictures always blurry? But those that have been studying this phenomenon for a while, point out that there seems to be much evidence to show that these vehicles, after 1947, have been recovered in many places around the world. There seems to be evidence, for example, that the US government and other governments around the world have recovered such craft, and are keeping many secrets in this area. Researchers point out that there is indeed a lot of evidence from eyewitness reports, that seem to show that many have seen downed craft, and their alien occupants. Those same witnesses also report that the military tends to do a very good job of recovering any kind of evidence, and of silencing those witnesses through intimidation. These researchers, most notably, point to our incredible increase in technology in the last 50 to 70 years. While many of them do not deny that we are a very intelligent and creative bunch, they do nevertheless question how it is that we jumped so incredibly in technological prowess within such a short period of time. Furthermore, they point out that this technological prowess seems to have been centered in 3 major areas in the world: Germany during the Nazi regime, the United States, the Soviet Union, and that while other countries might have caught up rather quickly, like Japan for example, they did need to get hold of this new technology first, in order to backwards engineer it. They point out that the superpowers of the Earth, then and now, do and did have the power to track and recover downed alien spacecraft from anywhere in the world, and that they certainly have the ruthlessness to silence any witness. Would not a world superpower wish to confiscate any alien debris or information in order to maintain its technological superiority? They ask the question, therefore, is it possible that this incredible technological advancement was the result of some kind of contact with extraterrestrial life? That perhaps this technological advancement was due to technology salvaged from crashed alien spaceships? Certainly, this would go a long way in explaining why it is that we have advanced so much technologically, and yet spiritually we have not advanced at all. Science fiction writers sometimes contemplate the possibility of a civilization advancing technologically as a result of some kind of interference, and yet not evolving at all spiritually. Could this be what is happening to us right now? If so, it is worth noting that usually in such science fiction stories, those civilizations that increase in power and technology, but not so in spirituality, end up destroying themselves. In our next video, we will look into the second UFO theory, and open up a whole new can of worms, the possibility of trans-dimensional alien life.